everybody, it's Sharing Wellness, Promoting Health Wednesday, and I'm back. I hope everybody had a happy holiday, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and a safe, healthy, and happy New Year to everyone. So I really appreciate all your support over the past year, and I look forward to a nice, healthy, and happy year this year. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about my past newsletter, which was on neurodegenerative diseases. You know, how they happen. They occur because the nerve cells in the brain or the peripheral nervous system lose function, and some of the top three diseases are Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and MS. Some of the symptoms of a neurodegenerative disease are apathy or anxiety. Sometimes you have a lot of fatigue and insomnia. Sometimes your muscles feel like they're more rigid than they should be. You may have problems with your balance, changes in speech, some tremors in your hand, difficulty with movements that used to come automatically, like blinking. Many degenerative diseases are interlinked with each other, but the most important thing to remember is they're not inevitable. They're not really that associated with aging. And we can always focus on building health and protecting ourselves from them in the same way we can protect ourselves from all chronic and degenerative diseases. So some of the common neurodegenerative diseases, again, are Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and MS. Oops. And Alzheimer's occurs because some abnormal protein deposits and forms plaque. And this twisted fiber, this protein, builds up inside the cell, and damage begins in the area of our brain that is responsible for our memory, and then it spreads. Some of the risk factors are head injuries, high blood pressure, high blood sugar. You know, I mean, maybe some of you even heard now, brain diabetes or diabetes in the brain, advancing age, exposure to environmental toxins. Some believe it's exposure to metals. It's basically really sad. I mean, my aunt passed away from Alzheimer's, and it's just very debilitating and very sad, and it's very hard on families. The other one is Parkinson's, which is a chronic progressive disease of the nervous system. It involves the destruction of neurotransmitters that produce dopamine, and it also can cause fatigue, depression, trouble speaking and eating. Risk factors and symptoms are old age. It's obviously more common in male. They say it could be due to an exposure to pesticides, damage to the substance Nigra, other exposure to chemicals. And then we have MS, which they believe to be somewhat of an autoimmune disease where the immune system actually attacks the myelin sheath, causing our nerve cells to short circuit because the myelin sheath protects our nerves. And symptoms often include weakness, fatigue, debility, and numbness. And it occurs in varied regions of the body depending on the nerves affected. Those symptoms and risk factor tends to be more prominent in female, certain viral infections, living in a temperate climate, having low levels of vitamin D, having other autoimmune diseases. And again, this one has no cure as Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. Unfortunately, I can say that I know people with all three of those symptoms. So those basically are the top three neurodegenerative diseases, and we want to do everything we can to stay healthy. So one of the things you can do is protect the brain from injury. So if you're riding or whatever, use a helmet. There's a possibility that physical trauma to the brain or nerves, especially if they don't heal properly, can cause neurodegenerative disease later on. So you want to protect the brain from injury. You want to exercise your body because a sedentary lifestyle increases the risk for neurological disorders. So regular moderate activity has been shown to reduce the risk of dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. And I don't know if all of you know this, but I have a good friend with Parkinson's, and he does what he calls rock steady boxing. A lot of hospitals have that curriculum for people with Parkinson's, and it's shown to be very helpful. So if you know someone with Parkinson's and they haven't heard about Rocksteady Boxing, it has a website. You may want to introduce it to them. You also want to keep your brain exercised, you know. So engage in challenging mental activities, because people that keep their mind active actually have a lower risk of neurological disorders. So you can play chess, you can do puzzles, you can do crossword puzzles. You can always focus on learning something new. The old saying, use it or lose it, definitely can apply to the mind. You also want to make sure that you get adequate sleep, because a lot of people have trouble sleeping, especially as they get older. And a lack of sleep is a contributing factor in developing neurological disorders. Also, some of the drug medications used to help people sleep may actually contribute to neurological disorders. So if you are taking something to sleep, you may want to refresh your mind on what some of the symptoms were. I know I was taking a drug several years ago with my RSD-CRPS that they found could create dementia and Alzheimer's for prolonged use, so I stopped taking that drug. You also want to eat a low glycemic diet, which is a diet low in sugars, because Alzheimer's kind of like diabetes of the brain. A high carbohydrate diet is linked with increased inflammation in the brain. So refined sugars, carbohydrates, cookies, candies, cakes, pastas, you want to avoid the refined sugar and simple carbs. You want to eat more fruits, vegetables, and complex carbs, and focus on maintaining a healthy fasting blood sugar level. You also want to make sure you don't have high blood sugar, because high blood sugar overexcites the brain, just like, you know, too much caffeine and all that, anything that excites the nervous system, and that could increase the inflammatory responses in the body. And people with metabolic syndrome, diabetes, or even abdominal fat need to focus on bringing their blood sugar down. You also want to make sure that you eat enough protein. Our neurotransmitters, like many other things in the body, are formed from amino acids. So you want to make sure that you're eating a little bit of protein at every meal to stabilize blood sugar and make you feel fuller. You don't have to eat a lot, you know, but you can eat plant and animal proteins to make sure you're getting them. And you also want to maintain a healthy weight, because if you have excess weight, it's around the middle, you are at higher risk for, you know, many chronic diseases. So adopting a healthier lifestyle can prevent all degenerative diseases. You know, currently there's so many chronic diseases, including some of the neurodegenerative diseases, that there's not specific cures for. So promoting and focusing on prevention and a healthy lifestyle is really our best defense against a lot of what we face. So even if you are sick, changing your lifestyle may slow the progression. And you want to eat lots of fruits and vegetables, because they're full of antioxidants, and antioxidants reduce inflammation, and inflammation leads to problems throughout the body. I'm having trouble with my slides. So, and you want to, you know, B vitamins are really important for the nervous system. They give the body energy. Omega-3 essential fatty acids, the healthy fats in your diet, you want to eat plenty of those, because our brain is a lot of fat, and our muscles and our nerves need the fat. And plus healthy fats, especially omega-3s from fish, helps reduce inflammation in the body. You want to avoid the refined vegetable oils, hydrogenated fats, saturated fats, because those, the hydrogenated fats are the bad fats, and those can kind of make everything more sticky throughout the body. Some people say that coconut oil is really beneficial for neurological disorders and brain function. And fat-soluble vitamins are also very healthy, like vitamin D3 and E. Many people feel that heavy metal toxification can be a component of why our nervous systems struggle. So maybe you want to look at metal detoxification. So those are just some of the things that you can do to promote a healthy nervous system, promote an overall healthy body, to avoid so many of these chronic diseases that we become more victims to or more susceptible to as we age. So regardless of your age, it's very important to drink water, to make sure you get sleep, to manage your stress, to eat lots of fruits and vegetables, lean meats, healthy fats, to build a strong, healthy body, because that's our best defense. So I hope you learned something new here. Don't forget about Rock Steady Boxing. Don't forget to check out the newsletter. This year is my gift to you. I wrote a lifestyle guide several years ago called The Healthy Habits Challenge, a guide to a healthy lifestyle. And this year, I feel very passionate about people really need to focus on building health. So I put that guide in an online program format, and I'll put a link to that free program in the description of this. So if you want to, feel free to join and go through the 8 key areas where I made changes in my life to promote my health. And hopefully you can read through the information, take advantage of some of the tips and the additional information and videos from last year's Facebook Live, and incorporate some of these things to help you promote your health in 2021. So thanks a lot and have a great week. I'll talk to you next week, and we'll be talking a little bit about stress reduction coming out of the holidays and going into this year. So again, Happy New Year. Thanks for watching.